property bill, and they say that all these businesses are still outstanding, and they thought they could have taken all of them before the Speaker abruptly adjourned the House.
Kuku, thank you very much. Thankfully, we can speak to Habib Idrisu, who's the first Deputy Majority Whip and joins us on the line right now. Mr. Idrisu, thanks for your time here on Top Story. I mean, Parliament has adjourned indefinitely. The Speaker has ruled on this particular matter, and the long list of things you've just laid out, the first one is a $250 million facility, which you lost the voice vote on yesterday on the floor. That is a matter that is closed now, is it not?
No, good evening, Evans. But that matter is not closed. If you look at the proceedings in Parliament and the procedure in closing matters in Parliament, yes, after the debate, the question was put, and then the Speaker opinion, he said the noes has it. So it was challenged under Order 153 for a division. And I drew the attention of the Speaker to the fact that Order 1532 also says that after the bell is ring 1 minute, leadership can engage and for us to continue. So even the Speaker himself acknowledged the fact that his decision, his opinion has been challenged. Until we settle that, there is no decision to say that the 250 million IDA loan on the energy sector has been rejected. So it can't be the fact that it has been rejected because that decision has been challenged, even though it's inconclusive. And this Parliament, we have seen many times that decision of such nature by Mr. Speaker has been challenged, which has overturned decisions and actually confirmed decisions in other cases. So yesterday, what actually happened, even before we got into that, the Speaker had indicated that he has traveled to leave the country. So we draw his attention to the fact that the second Deputy Speaker will be coming in. So if he adjourned but not Sunday, then today we could be able to consider a number of bills that are very important. So today we had actually sent a memo to the office of the Speaker compelling him to recall Parliament.
But the procedure, you say compelling him, but the procedure for recall when the House stands adjourned indefinitely is not to compel him, it's to gather your signatures and to force a recall.
Yeah, so it's, when I say compelling him means that it's not discretionary. It's not like the Speaker will have the right to say that I'm not going to call Parliament, because if you look at our standing orders in Order 53.1 and Order 53.2, it says that 15% of our members can actually sign for Parliament to be recalled.
Have you signed already?
By the Constitution in Article 112, Clause 3 or so. So it is a constitutional provision, and we have done that before. So if the Speaker receives it, I am very positive that he is going to act accordingly because he has done it before. For us to come back to consider 5 main criteria of issues that is of national importance to us. Like your correspondent did indicate, the one IDA loan, we have 2 of them, and then we have the waivers that is outstanding. We have a number of important bills, like the Environmental Protection Bill. It is very important.
Yeah, we'll come to the specifics.
We need the Social Protection Bill.
Yeah, we will come to the specifics shortly, but let's look at procedure though. Have you gathered the signatures you require, as specified under both the Constitution and the standing orders, to compel him?
Yes, I can confirm to you that as at the time that we were sending the memo to him, I had signatures of close to about 123 or 27 of our members who have signed for us to do the recall of Parliament.
And on the subject of the $250 million loan, which was really the controversy at the time that this was adjourned indefinitely, the procedure, though, in your standing orders, it doesn't appear that that's the procedure you attempted to follow to stop the Speaker from calling adjourning indefinitely. You call for a division, but I read here in your standing orders that what should have happened, and the Speaker pointed to this, was a head count. Instead of jumping straight to division, and that's why this was overruled and the indefinite adjournment happened.
Evans, it's never true that was overruled. Our standing orders, if you challenge the decision of the Speaker, the person challenging will now say that I'm calling for a head count, I am calling for a division. And in this case, the member who challenged, who is the chairman of the Finance Committee, specifically say division. And if you heard me when I was drawing the Speaker attention to Order 153 2, the Speaker told me that in procedure, when there is a call for a division, Order 1531 rather says that they should clear the gallery, the bell will ring for 1 minute. Then before he comes to the Order 1532, which now states that leadership of both majority and minority caucus or independent caucus will now engage.
But that must be preceded. That must be
cannot jump the one without doing the two. But he's acknowledged, and it is on our Hansard, and Hansard will capture it, that his decision was challenged. His speaker had acknowledged that his decision has been challenged. The fact that the process that is on our record, it means that there is no closure to the matter.
But the process you just described must be preceded by a head count, and that didn't happen either yesterday.
Yeah, so he suspended it. So it means that Hansard or the vote and proceedings will capture that. Speaker put the question and says Speaker opinion knows had it. There was a challenge to the decision of the Speaker where the member called for a division, even though that procedure haven't finished yet. This Parliament, it happened. I cannot quite remember the exact case, but there was a case whereby the opinion of the Speaker was challenged. We didn't take the decision immediately, but we rather took another day or two where we reconvened, and then we went into the division head count, and then we won the head count on that matter. So it does not mean, or it is not the case for the fact that he didn't clear the gallery, the members were not counted, and all that to get a decision. It means that the decision has not been challenged. On the records of Parliament and on the opinion of the Speaker, which the Speaker acknowledged that Order 153 was raised.
Thankfully, joining me also is your colleague, Ahmed Ibrahim. He's the first Deputy Minority Whip. Mr. Ibrahim, thanks for your time here on Top Story. Do you agree there must be a recall on the back of what happened last night?
Hello, come again.
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Great. Do you agree that there must be a recall on the back of the Speaker's indefinite adjournment of the House when a division had been called by a member on the majority side?
To begin with, let me say a very good evening to your cherished listeners. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing the petition for the recall on social media. And it is late for me to go to the Speaker's office to cross-check as to whether the petition has been filed at the Speaker's office. But the constitutional provision, Article 112, says that as soon as that petition is received in the Speaker's office, appropriately signed. So as to whether they sent it or not is one thing, and as to whether it meets the criteria for recall is another thing. But all those are matters that will have to be interpreted by the Speaker.
But do you agree the Speaker was wrong to adjourn the House indefinitely at a time when a division had just been called by a member?
Adjournment lies in the bosom of the Speaker. How can I qualify to say he's wrong?
I mean,
and
but it is his bosom, but must be done
at conclave.
Yes, but
and we knew the Speaker was going to adjourn at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, because he couldn't finish the business that was supposed to be done, he said he would close at 5.
Yeah, but Ahmed,
then he ended up adjourning at 7.
Yes, but Ahmed, the constitutional provisions and the standing orders that govern what you do in the House is not about when and time. It's about following laid down procedure and due process. The argument here is that the Speaker didn't follow any of that.
Procedure. Which procedure did the Speaker breach?
The procedure around what you do when a division is moved on the floor.
No. As for the matter of division or not, I don't know how they are interpreting the Speaker. That question was put, and the motion was rejected. After some time, they came that they were challenging it. But as to how the Speaker will solve it or will solve it with them, it's a matter that they have to resolve. But I have been in the leadership for a long time. When a Speaker is presiding, he's on the side of government. At the point they were even calling for the division, if we had done the division itself, they would have still lost. Because we were more than them. So when a Speaker is giving you a signal, it is up to the government to get the wisdom of the Speaker and know that this man is going in one direction. But they fail to recognize that.
Yeah, but you're not speaking the language of the standing orders and the law on the matter. What may have happened in the future, nobody knows. But the law says a division has been
No,
moved,
no, no, no,
and you
no.
respect the procedure.
Leadership is leadership. Every speaker is a patriotic person, and he's number 3 in the land. So he's always in the side making sure that government business goes through. What will be the benefit? What will be of interest if you lose? Majority side is minority. We were more than them. The voice were more than them. By numbers were more than them. So even if you counted 100 times, that would have confirmed even the defeat. So if I'm a speaker and I want to support government, what I will do is I'll make sure that I will defer, even if they call for division hair count, I will defer it. That's what we used to do. As leadership, when we were in government, at certain times, if anything happens, so, Mr. Speaker, don't put the question. Mr. Speaker, let's defer the question. Mr. Speaker, let's defer the counting. We used to do those things. So Parliament is not just that. You need to get the wisdom of the House and read the wisdom of the Speaker. This is how you lead.
Yeah, but Ahmed Ibrahim, the Speaker did not defer. He adjourned indefinitely.
The speaker was saying, honorable members, the best thing for me to do is to adjourn. The best thing for me to do is to adjourn. And I think as a leader, I understood what the speaker wanted.
Yeah, but do you agree that once a call for division had come up, the speaker necessarily must comply with the procedure that
follows? The
follows?
call for division did not even immediately come.
But it did come before he went ahead to adjourn indefinitely.
Even though we have not adjourned for the day, but it did not come at the right time that the question was asked. But that's not what I'm challenging. It is not of interest to me to make sure that a motion and facility loan we are going for a loan and the motion is lost. What will be of interest to me is to make sure that the conditions and the information that was being asked for is brought. The questions that were asked are addressed. After that, you can put your question and go for your loan.
No, Ahmed, what you are saying is entirely not true. Remember that the report was a consensus report from the committee. The committee came up with a report that both parties have agreed. When the motion was moved by the chairman on our side, it was seconded by Adongo, who is the ranking member, to support it. Yes, when the information that was provided for, the chairman of the committee had been able to explain it. And Speaker said that the information has been provided. But at that time, the information was not captured on the report. So the report that was...
But why was the information not captured in the report?
That was not there. So it is not the case that your side didn't agree.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why was the information not captured in the report?
Some of the issues were not...
You are a finance committee. We have confidence in you, and we say you are experts. Go and consider this agreement and bring it to you. The report that you have brought before me does not give sufficient information. And the report you have brought before me, a senior member of the House has read the report and said that about 90 million out of the 250 million is for consultancy.
I can remember very clearly that...
Bring information. Why is it so?
Issue. You were not
this is what happened. And clearly, was it deliberate not to include those information in the report?
That the information has been provided. You can go and watch...
But how can you tell me that the information that was provided was accepted?
What was captured? Because he provided the information, the very questions...
No. You see, let's do what is right. When you are writing a report, make sure you write a very concrete report. Whoever lays hands on your report, based upon what he's holding, is what he will interpret.
And you have been in leadership.
So if you write report and part of the information, you are holding part of the information, you have to be asked before you bring it thought by thought. This is how it will end you.
Okay. Well,
but that notwithstanding, if you are saying you have the information, you are saying, okay, put the question. Then they put the question. If members are convinced, they will vote for you. And that notwithstanding, Habib, you agree that we are more than you.
Okay.
The division procedure hasn't...
By numbers, we are more than you. Is it true of us?
Okay, Ahmed.
Some of our members
Ahmed and Habib.
That is the question.
Well, Ahmed and Ibrahim, stay with me. This is something we need to clear up just before both of you go. But one person must speak at a time. Ahmed, let me come to you first. But Ahmed, just a second, very briefly, because we need to wrap up. Fundamentally, though, the request has gone to the Speaker, and the Habib Idris confirms that your side will comply now that the procedure has been triggered. Ahmed, your side will comply now that the procedure has been triggered.
Oh, Parliament is a creature of the Constitution. And the last time they invoked Article 112, we all came. And once they have invoked it again, if they meet the criteria, the Speaker will recall us, and we all have to comply.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmed Ibrahim. There's a first deputy minority whip, and LA head Habib Idris is the first deputy majority whip. And what do you make of that? The controversy revolves around this whole $250 million facility, and the accusation was that $90 million of that had been earmarked for consultancy. Today we heard from the chairman of the Energy Committee in Parliament, William Urekwedu, who says that is factually inaccurate.
My senior colleague, Honorable Muntaka Mohammed, got it totally wrong. I don't believe he read the document before he stood up to make the assertions that he made. Honestly, I don't know where he got that from, because there's a document which was circulated to all members of Parliament, and it's very clear the 90 million was totally not for a consultancy.
And that there is the chairman of the Energy Committee, William Urekwedu. The Newsnight starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. Hours after President Akufo-Addo launched the Accelerated Road Construction Project, dubbed District Road Improvement Program, minority cost of the equipment to be distributed under the program.
Of 2,240 units, includes motor graders, backhoes.
We have details of the RTI request, plus their concern about the budget. MPs from the management of the program.
What we meant is that we were absolutely assured that the MPs and the DCs will together chair the management committee that will be formed.
Plus, we have the presidential slip of tongue.
Since January 2017 till date, i.e. in the Akufo-Addo Mahama Bawumia era, that's unforgivable.
Also this evening, Chairman of Parliament's Assurance Committee faces off with Lands and Natural Resources Minister on the first day of sitting, as he describes as unacceptable the inability of the Lands Ministry to provide a list of state lands sold since 1993.
Particular political tenure ends, this list will be provided. So, Honourable Minister, you have to do better than that.
Also tonight,
PP presidential candidate is going to win the election.
We will not sleep until Madam Jean Mensa named NDC as the winners.
And with less than 5 months to the December 7 polls, National Security Minister sounds the alarm on possible chaos, expressing deep worry over the eroding trust in the judiciary.
That obviously creates a security challenge for me, where I sit. We may, for the first time, experience a situation where none of the major political parties will be willing to explore the courts to address their grievances.
And in business, price of LPG also expected to witness some marginal reduction later this week.
And in sports, confusion rocks Team Nigeria after sprint star Favour Phili left out of women's 100 meters at the Paris Olympics despite appearing on the final list submitted by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria.
Plus, sponsors of Anti-LGBTQ bill to demonstrate against the Chief Justice on August 21 over what they deem as the delay in the process towards the transmission of the bill to the president.
As children of God and as Ghanaians, we know it is against our religion, it's against our culture. We want to do a peaceful march on the 21st of August to the Chief Justice, because right now it's not the president that's holding it. It is the Chief Justice.
That and more in tonight's edition of Newsnight. You want to join us with your thoughts, your comments via WhatsApp 055-1111-997. I am Emefa Apau.
And my name is Evans Mensah. Details after this.
Hello, my name Miss Mamiakia, an entrepreneur and a mother of two. My work keeps me busy most of the time and sometimes it takes me away from my family. But the safety and health of my family is very important to me. As a working mother, I cannot afford to take any chances when it comes to matters of health. That is why I signed up for a family health care plan from Equity Health Insurance. My family and I have access to over 700 hospitals, clinics, opticians, dentists, pharmacies, and diagnostic centers across the length and breadth of Ghana. With Equity Health Insurance, I no longer have to worry about medical bills. Anytime a member of my family visits a hospital, Equity Health Insurance has got my family and I covered. What about you? Who has got you covered?
Call Equity Health Insurance on 050-660-7910 and talk to them about your family health needs now. Visit equityhealthinsurance.com for more information. Equity Health Insurance, here for you.
Couldn't sleep at night. Mosquitoes will be whining my ears, bugging me all night long. Till I got a remedy. Now I'll be spraying them away with holy insecticide spray. Me I go spray them away with holy insecticide spray. When I sleep, me dana mada with holy insecticide spray.
Holy mosquito coil, holy multi-purpose insecticide spray. Ghana Kron Kron. For bulk purchase, call 0302 681582. This advert is FDA approved.
Ghana way, tell you so the more money promo now.
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecel More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana cedis in the daily and weekly draws. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500, or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
And you're live here on News Night is on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, tonight, hours after President Akufo-Addo launched the Accelerated Road Construction Project, the DAPT District Road Improvement Program, the minority in Parliament, they are demanding the full cost of the equipment to be distributed under the program. The minority in an RTI request demanding the full cost of the construction equipment being distributed to various districts under the government's District Road Infrastructure and Improvement Program.
Well, some 5,000 Ghanaian construction workers are expected to gain direct jobs from government's accelerated road construction program that you've been talking about. The program, which is expected to begin immediately, will be solely funded by the District Assembly Common Fund. Another program, roads are expected to be patched and smoothing deplorable roads across the country. While addressing dignitaries before the launch, President Akufo-Addo said the intervention is proof of his administration's commitment to improving road infrastructure in Ghana. There's more in this report.
The District Road Improvement Program will be funded by the District Assembly Common Fund. Administrator of the fund, Irene Natoshi, assured that the equipment will strictly be dedicated to the purpose for which they were procured and not diverted to illegal mining sites.
We are committed to supporting this important initiative in the long haul to significantly improve the road networks at the district levels, to facilitate the free movement of goods and people.
Chief Executive Officer of the Jospon Group, Dr. Joseph Siao Ejapong, underscored the job creation opportunity the District Road Improvement Program will provide. He also announced that the next equipment to be purchased will be assembled locally.
The opportunities created through this program is very fast, and we're looking at 5,000 individuals, including drivers, operators, mechanics, welders, sprayers, janitors, and many others.
Meanwhile, District Chief Executive of North Dai in the Volta region, Edmond Atakujo, disagreed with the NDC MP for Kintampo North, Joseph Kwame Kuma, that the district's road improvement program is designed to win votes for the governing party in the December elections.
Nanado, you remember, was it Ayawaso? Where is Neil Lamte Vanderboy? He mentioned Neil Lamte, and Neil Lamte won. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he's handing over to him. He has endorsed him. We like him or not.
He remains the former president, and then we'll make sure that we maintain you as a former president.
Nanado,
that's his title, and he belongs to that place.
At the commissioning of the over 2,000 units of equipment, President Akufo-Addo said the district road improvement program is proof of his administration's commitment to improving road network in Ghana.
This fleet of 2,240 units includes motor graders, backhoes, rollers, wheel loaders, bulldozers, tipper trucks, concrete mixers, water tankers, low beds, and other essential equipment manufactured by the reputable Chinese company, Lugong Group of Companies.
Meanwhile, there was the moment when President Akufo-Addo attempted to compare his records within the road sector to that of former President John Dramani Mahama, and this happened.
We've witnessed an extraordinary expansion and improvement in our road network throughout the country. From 2009 to 2016, that is the Mills-Mahama era, our nation completed 4,636 kilometers of roads and 5 interchanges and overpasses. However, since January 2017 till date, i.e. in the Akufo-Addo Mahama Bawumia era, that's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. I hope you will allow me to withdraw that statement. The Akufo-Addo Bawumia era.
Well, so that's Lateef Idris's report, and you heard there that, should I say, the biding moment that Akufo-Addo also had today. But Lateef Idris has returned from that program, and he joins us in studio. Really, the reaction to this particular issue that happened.
Yeah, so you know the members of parliament were invited for this particular program. We had members from the NDC and also the MPP both present. Now, when the president had this slip of tongue, you had GS from particularly the minority side of parliament who were present at the commissioning. Yeah. They kept interrupting the president's speech until he ended from when he made that slip. And members who were also present were also laughing at what the president, had done with regards to that particular slip.
But focusing more importantly on the improvement program, we're told it's starting immediately.
Immediately, and it's cutting across all the districts, municipalities across the country. And so there are low beds and all manner of road construction equipment. Every district municipality is going to benefit. And according to the president, potholes, drainage systems would all be properly taken care of as part of this particular program.
Okay, thank you very much, Lateef Idris. But there are concerns about the implementation of the program. Just hours after it was launched by the president, already some minority members have written to the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, as well as the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund under the RTI law, to demand the full cost of construction equipment being distributed to various districts under the government district's road improvement program. My colleague and also Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kwekwa Santi joins us in studio with details of that particular request to these two agencies. What exactly are the concerns?
So it is signed by Honorable Muhammad on behalf of the entire minority caucus. It says, pursuant to Section 18 of the RTI Act, I write on the instructions of Honorable Dr. Kasila Tufosin, the leader of the NDC caucus in Parliament, to request the following information. A, the cost at which each unit of the equipment meant for the district road improvement program launched on Wednesday has been procured. B, the payment schedule for the equipment. C, the total payment in respect of the equipment as of now. And D, the total cost of the district road improvement program. We recall that Parliament approved funds under the Common Fund formula for the acquisition of this equipment. We also saw broadcasts of the launch of the DRIP on TV. We are, however, interested in knowing the prices at which equipment were procured. We noted the equipment include 6x4 tipper tracker, water tank truck, wheel loader, motor grader, and roller. So this is signed again by Mahama Ayarga on behalf of the NDC caucus in Parliament, addressed to both the administrator of the Common Fund and the local government minister.
Could stay with us. There are other stories we'd want to explore with you, but there are also demands for the inclusion of MPs in the management committee set up to manage this particular program. We can first listen to the deputy ranking member on the local government committee, Benjamin Bodo.
Per the Auditor General's report for 2018 to 2021, an amount of 3,573,580,684 represents shortfalls to the common fund releases. So this is the source of funding. This and any amount that will be accrued in 2022 to 2023 as shortfall in common fund releases would be applied to complete the following ongoing approved projects by Parliament, such as MMDA's assembly buildings, local government service training schools at Akumadan, the Institute of Local Government Studies at Madina and Tamale.
The one we want to turn to university.
To the university.
So you know that even those ones, it is common fund money
we have used to construct them. Courts and bungalow for the judiciary. Renovation and construction of RCCs. Office blocks, purchasing of lands for MMDA projects, construction of boreholes, fumigations, evacuation of landfill sites, purchase of street lights, desks and chairs for basic schools. Listen to this one. Drains and roads and procurement of earth-moving equipment for the MMDs.
Well, we can speak now to ranking member on the local government committee in Parliament, Neil Vanderpoy, joins us right now. And thanks for your time here on Newsnight.
Thank you very much, Evans. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you asking that members of Parliament must be part of any process to manage this earth-moving equipment. Why?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you to your listeners. Let me say good evening to everyone. Evans, I was very happy in the morning when I went to the Independence Square for this ceremony because we wanted it to be as non-partisan as possible. Unfortunately, I left the place a bit disappointed because this particular initiative is not from the government, Evans. We, the members of the local government committee of Parliament, together with the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund, started this initiative. We decided that the arrears that were outstanding to the DACF from the Ministry of Finance should be used to procure these things so that we could assist our assemblies to be able to maintain the roads in the various districts. Because the MPs were under intense pressure from their constituents in the districts for the maintenance of roads, especially the feeder roads in their districts. Because some of the roads have become very unmotorable and it was impeding development in the districts. But assemblies had no money at the time. So we put pressure on the Ministry of Finance to pay these arrears through from 2018 to 2022. And so when we're approving the formula, even it wasn't easy because the members of Parliament wanted to know what we're going to use this 3.5 billion cedis arrears to be paid for. So we, the committee, had to justify the usage of that. And so we told the members of Parliament that this is what we're going to do. So the committee of the whole decided that, okay, if that's what we are going to approve of this formula, and we're going to approve the acquisition of these materials, earth-moving materials, for road maintenance and construction in the various districts, then we, the members of parliament, will want to be part of the structure that will oversee the operations of this policy and program. The administrator of the Common Fund agreed with us. The last meeting with the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Martin Agyemensah, he also reiterated that the structure that have been agreed upon by the Committee of the Whole will be adhered to. Only for us today to go to the Independence Square and the President announced that the program was going to be under the direct authority and supervision of the MMDCs.
And what difference would it make to have the MPs on? I mean, the MMDs are directly responsible for development in the other districts.
Evans, a lot of difference, because you see, most of the time, the people down there don't know the DCs when it comes to development, when it comes to road maintenance, when it comes to this. It's the MPs that always bear the brunt of the anger of the people. Two, the assembly sometimes becomes so much under stress that they virtually depend on the MP's share of the common fund to carry out their programs and activities. So if these things, machines go, and the assembly hasn't got the money, now they have to fall on the MP to do this, to make sure. So the MPs have to be part of the operation in the first place, so that they will know the priority projects, the priority roads, and the areas that have to be taken care of in the interest of the people.
But you're a member of the assembly. You can find that out from the assembly. This assembly in your constituency can tell you that.
Evans, don't be pretentious in it. You have covered Parliament a lot. You've interacted with MPs a lot. You know what happens between the MPs and the DCs. We have situations where today some DCs are parliamentary candidates going to contest MPs. And a machine that the MPs have initiated to be procured is going to be put in the hands of that DCE to manage. What do you think will happen in the constituency, in the district?
What will happen?
You want to give that DCE advantage over the MP?
Well, finally on this, the minority side, we've seen a letter written under the RTI.
Let me end on this one. Let me also make this point. We made this point clear, and I want it emphasized. This same initiative was undertaken under John Dramani Mahama's government in 2016. We acquired the same machines. Those machines were taken over in 2017 by the Nana Addo Bawumia government. Even as we are talking today, we don't know where the machines are. They've not been accounted for. Nobody has mentioned about machines. We have asked severally in Parliament for accountability on those machines. Nothing has happened. And today we are going to operationalize another same initiative. Evans, don't you think it's fair that Ghanaians should be told what came out of that first initiative before this one is embarked upon?
And very quickly, because in the interest of time, whilst you want to be part of the management of these moving equipment, the minority side is raising questions about how much was spent on it, the duration to pay, etc. How do you reconcile both positions? This is something independent of what you're asking for?
The earlier one was the local government committee. But the second one, the RTI issue, is the whole minority. But what we are asking for is all in the same interest, transparency and accountability.
Thank you very much. And that is Nilante van der Poy. He is a ranking member on the local government committee. And this is about you. It's about your districts. It's about development in your area. Tell me what you make of the 055-1111-997.
Parliament, shall we? Because chairman of the Parliament's Assurance Committee, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, he had his first sitting today as chairman in the seat, and he's been taking on the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry over its inability to supply to Parliament a list of state lands sold since 1993. The minority in February 2022 demanded a list of state lands sold since 2017 by the minister. Samuel Abujinapo promised to actually supply a list dating back as far back as 1993. Now, responding to interrogations from Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the minister explained that the Lands Commission is still in the process of compiling the list, which he described as a very difficult process.
The answer I gave was that for us to have a fair appreciation of the public lands of our country and how they've been managed and utilized, it would be more useful and productive if we had the list from 1993, which is essentially in the course of the Fourth Republican Dispensation. As you know, Honorable Chair, the Lands Commission for all these years has been operating manually, and it's just recently that we've started making efforts to digitize the records of the Lands Commission. And so the information I have from the Commission, since I gave them the instructions to compile this list, is that compiling them from the 16 regions of the Lands Commission, the 16 regional Lands Commissions across the country from 1993 to now, is quite an extraordinary undertaking. And therefore, they've not been able to put it all together as yet. And so I'm unable to provide it now, but it's work in progress. And sooner rather than later, I hope we'll be able to put all this together and we'll make it available to the committee.
Well, the chairman of the committee, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, described this development as worrying, insisting it is dangerous that the state does not have proper data on all state lands and those that have been sold.
3rd February 2022. It's been almost 2 years and a half. And it's the same response you gave us 2.5 years ago, that you need time to put it together. It is an extraordinary undertaking. 2.5 years. If you have not been able to put this list together, what assurance can we have? What's the guarantee that these few months between, today is 31st July, between now and January 6th, when the term of this current Parliament and particular political tenure ends, this list will be provided. So, Honourable Minister, you have to do better than that. You have a reputation of being efficient and hardworking. This your response is not consistent with your reputation. So, Honourable Minister, you have to come back. This your response is not, it doesn't give confidence at all, and it doesn't align with your reputation. I just want to highlight the danger of we not having the records, the data that we are pursuing and requesting, which appears so elusive over the last 3 years. So, Honourable Minister, if this data is put together and is provided, it will help all of us. These instances of government lands being registered as private lands and the fraud that is going on at the Lands Commission, as exposed by the Sole Inquirer, the only way to stem this, to prevent this, to forestall this, is to have the data, to put the data together. That is why I am clear in my mind that there are elements at the Lands Commission who don't want the Ghanaian people to have this data.
So that's the first day of the Assurance Committee sitting under the chairmanship of Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Kweku, do we have any other ministries appearing before?
The expectation was that the health minister, Dr. Okuboy, would have been there, but the committee waited for him for almost an hour before he sent emissaries to say that he was having some other key business. You could see Okudzeto Ablakwa very livid, but says he was not going to speak to the media for now, and that they will expect the minister to appear before the committee tomorrow. We expect that the roads minister, and in fact, he makes the most assurance because every MP keeps asking questions about roads, and so the minister for roads and highways will also appear before the committee tomorrow.
And then also, we know that responses of the anti-gay bill, they've issued some notices about a demonstration coming up.
Yes, we know that the Supreme Court deferred a decision on ruling on an injunction application, 2 of them. They said that if they decided on that injunction applications, it would have been tantamount to deciding on the substantive cases, for which reason they say they will expedite the hearing. We know from yesterday the Supreme Court has gone on legal vacation. They'll be back at the end of September, which means there's no end in sight for the anti-LGBTQ bill, which is being held in abeyance. It has not landed on the desk of the president. Sam George and the sponsors of the bill say it is the Chief Justice that is delaying the bill. They say now it is not even the president that they're angry at. And so today they did call on the Chief Imam and also the acting president of the Osu Traditional Council ahead of a demonstration on August 21 to demand that the Chief Justice fast-track the processes and the legal disputes all resolved.
Which is a law to make it illegal in Ghana. Thankfully, in February this year, Parliament passed the bill. When Parliament passed the bill, it ought to go to the President for his approval. Since 28th of February, it's been one story after another. Now what we hear is that there's a court case. We said, okay, fine. Let's wait for the courts to rule on the case. The courts fixed 17th of July for the case, the injunction against Parliament. On the 17th of July, when we went to court, the Chief Justice now says that she's pushed the case towards the end of the year and she wants to hear the whole case, which can even go into next year before she even rules on the injunction. Meaning that till that is done, we can't have any headway with this bill that is law. As children of God and as Ghanaians, we know it is against our religion, it's against our culture. We want to do a peaceful march on the 21st of August to the Chief Justice. Because right now, it's not the president that's holding it. It is the Chief Justice. She is the one who is preventing Parliament from sending it to the president. So we don't have a problem with the president. We don't have a problem with the speaker. Our problem is with the Chief Justice. She's paid by our taxes. She says she's a Christian. The people of Ghana just want her to do what we pay her a salary for. Hear the case and give a judgment. If you give a judgment, if it goes one way or the other, we know where we stand. But if you don't give a judgment, we are all hanging in the air. So we've come to our Father again, because before we started this bill, we came to him for his prayers, guidance, and blessing. And we believe that that is what helped us to go through. Now, where we have gotten to, it's another battle ahead of us with the Chief Justice. And so we've come back to our Father to seek his blessings and his guidance and his advice and counsel as we go out on the 21st peacefully to ask the Chief Justice. It is not political. There is no political party color that will be there. Whether you are MPP, whether you are NDC, whether you are CPP, we all believe that this is wrong. Whether you are independent. So on that day, we're all going out with the Ghana flag because this is about Ghana. And we just want our Father's blessing and his advice on how we go about it. So if we are here today, this is why we've come.
And that there is Sam George, the MP for Ningo Prampram, announcing the demonstration on the 21st of August. Still ahead here on Newsnight, we'll take you to the climate focus, restoring Ghana's threatened trees with forest-centric strategies. Details of that after George is done with business. Hello, George. What's in the headlines?
Well, Evans, coming up, price of LPG also expected to witness some marginal reduction later this week as a result of the slowdown in the city's rate of depreciation against the dollar. And PricewaterhouseCoopers sees strict implementation of the Fiscal Responsibility Act as a solution to budget overruns. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, Synthesis Tanks, and Pepsodent Herbal and Charcoal.
Hello, my name is Mami Akua, an entrepreneur and a mother of two. My work keeps me busy most of the time, and sometimes it takes me away from my family. But the safety and health of my family is very important to me. As a working mother, I cannot afford to take any chances when it comes to matters of health. That is why I signed up for a family healthcare plan from Equity Health Insurance. My family and I have access to over 700 hospitals, clinics, opticians, dentists, pharmacies, and diagnostic centers across the length and breadth of Ghana. With Equity Equity Health Insurance, I no longer have to worry about medical bills. Anytime a member of my family visits a hospital, Equity Health Insurance has got my family and I covered. What about you? Who has got you covered?
Call Equity Health Insurance on 050-660-7910 and talk to them about your family health needs now. Visit equityhealthinsurance.com for more information. Equity Health Insurance, here for you.
Son, we are so proud of you for setting up this hospital. I really love those hospital beds and waiting chairs. By the way, did you import them?
No, Dad, I didn't. I actually got them from Kingdom Books and Stationery right here in Ghana.
Wow. We also bought our office supplies, safes, executive desks and chairs from Kingdom, and they gave us expert advice on how to set up our office.
Guys, that makes 3 of us. I also got our sofa and bedroom sets, plus our dining hall furniture for our new home from Kingdom.
Wow, Mom, that makes 4 of us. I usually get my stationery items from Kingdom, and my teacher also mentioned that our classroom furniture was provided by Kingdom.
So there you have it. Whenever you're thinking about setting up an office or acquiring furniture for your home, etc., Kingdom Books and Stationery should be your first point of call. With over 40 years experience in the industry, we stock and supply a wide variety of globally sourced office and home furniture, stationery and equipment. Visit our head office, Osu Akwaje, or our office near the Osu Stadium. We're also in Tema Community 1, opposite Olam SHF, Kumasi KNUST campus, UCC Cape Coast, and now at the Marina Mall, Airport City. Or call us 0302-764101, 764209, or 762792. Visit our website, www.kingdomgh.com.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go. Everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Choboy! Yeah. We have a new leader in town. OBRNT. Amanfo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe mamu more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe mamu lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal Pack with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
The luckiest *712#. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Welcome and now for a daily *712# and found no regrets. A Sankoma investors are a striking gold. A Sankoma health workers are a diagnosing luck with precision. A Sankoma that tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. Say a Sankoma passionate farmer on also entering containing a joy. After to the seamstresser or turning the hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, a Sankoma, if you say your next big win is right here.
Dial *712# and join the luckiest winning celebration. From the 1st of July 2024, dial *712# to keep buying tickets as a group, individual, or even as a community. Win loads of cash and prizes in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with *712#. Join the winning streak now.
The luckiest *712#. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Let's now settle for the details. Now, the price of liquefied petroleum gas is expected to witness some marginal reduction later this week. Now, this is in line with the expected drop in prices of other major petroleum products in the country. Gabriel Kumi is Vice President of the Liquefied Petroleum LPG Market Association.
IES has done the right prediction. LPG is going to be relatively stable. If we are lucky, we are likely to have a little bit of a dip in price. There may be a slight price reduction beginning tomorrow.
And that is the Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi. The association has also rejected reports that there could be shortage of the product on the market, or there is shortage of the product on the market. Now, some news coming in from the Ghana Gas Company says the Ghana Gas Company wishes to actually bring to the attention of the general public that its gas processing plant and offshore gas export facilities will be shut down from 1st to 17th of August 2024. Now, the shutdown is to enable some critical safety and essential maintenance works to be carried out on the plant. Now, during the shutdown, the period, the lean gas from the Sankofa OTT field will be available for delivery at the Takoradi distribution station. Now, the Ghana Gas Company deeply regrets the inconvenience that the shutdown may bring to the market, and for the LPG, they've given some assurance that there are alternate plans to ensure that there is still supply of products on the market. Now, economist Dr. Patrick Esumi is asking the Bank of Ghana to press ahead with strict regulations aimed at checking the realization of the economy. Now, this was after the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, admitted that one of the surest ways to deal with the realization is first to stabilize the city. But Dr. Simmons says that enforcement of these regulations are still key.
Laws have to be enforced for their, for their own right, because a society without law enforcement is, is like a jungle. So the laws have to be enforced. Once they are there, they have to be enforced. But without addressing the fundamental issue that puts the pressure on the currency, enforcing the law is not enough. I think at least that's how I interpret the governor to be saying. So yes, if you are laws that says don't price in dollars, those laws have to be enforced, because we have to be a country ruled by laws. What I'm saying further is that maybe you need to tighten those laws further and then ensure the implementation. But even if you tighten the laws and yet the economy is too dependent on imports or is too dependent on foreign finance and people have legitimate claims to demand dollars, that's not going to stop the city from depreciating. So it's good to tighten the laws and enforce them. But that is not the primary solution to the problems that we have.
And that is the economist Dr. Patrick Esumi. Now, Accra High Court, presided over by Justice Nabru, has dismissed an application for judicial review filed by former director of UMB Bank, that is George Smith Graham, against the Bank of Ghana. Now, giving the judgment in favor of the Bank of Ghana, the court stated that the purpose of its act was to enhance the supervisory role of the Bank of Ghana to ensure some sanity in the banking sector. The court therefore held the view that going this way was the best option to ensure that there is some stability in the banking space. Let's look at other stories. And Carl Asset Management subsidiary of Cal Bank says that its benefit trust unit value grew by more than 250% year on year to about 16.87 million Ghana cedis, whilst its Advantage unit trust also experienced some 100% increase over the year. According to its chief executive, James Elijah Donko, the foreign component of the securities of the portfolio actually was able to minimize some of the risk that was faced on the market. He spoke to Joy Business at the annual general meeting of these assets under the control of the bank. And that's all for business on the Newsnight. Back to you, Evans.
And John, thank you very much. Now, a new training initiative is equipping conservation practitioners and managers with innovative approaches to preserve and rejuvenate Ghana's endangered tree species and their natural habitats. Over 10% of the country's indigenous tree species are at risk, making the development of effective conservation and restoration tactics in their native environments a pressing necessity. Today's episode of Climate Focus explores the critical need for novel methods to restore and protect Ghana's forests.
One-fifth
has more.
1/5 of the Earth's land surface is degraded, affecting the well-being of over 3 billion people as lakes dry up, forests vanished, and farmlands become dust bowls. To protect both nature and human health, there is a crucial need to restore 1.5 billion hectares of land by 2030.
So it's a team effort.
A specialized course aimed at conservation practitioners and managers focuses on building capacity for on-site conservation of Ghana's endangered tree species, addressing this challenge through a practical and tailored program.
There's a lot of rainfall going on over there. Then we have the moist evergreen.
Yao Etuahene Yako from the Resource Management Support Center of the Forestry Commission reflects on the past 20 years.
I mean, the forest was in a far better state as we are seeing today. We are supposed as Forestry Commission to be improving on what is there. But there seems to be too much onslaught on the forest now, from all angles.
The training session gathered 20 conservation leaders aimed at inspiring them to ensure forests are conserved. Dr. Rosie Trevelyan, director of the Tropical Biological Association, emphasizes that successful restoration requires collective effort and involvement.
So we're aiming to give people the tools, some inspiration, and some of the science behind our current views on forest restoration.
Meanwhile, INEC Ghana has already restored 120 hectares of degraded land with plans to restore an additional 240 hectares in 2024 using native species. David Kwarteng serves as the executive director of the organization.
The communities get opportunity to plant crops and then to be able to feed their families.
Organizations such as Arocha Ghana and Goshen Global Vision are leading various initiatives aimed at environmental protection through sustainable practices.
So my name is Hobson Eli Etra. I work with Arocha Ghana as the Chibi Landscape Manager. As part of the Franklina project, we are looking at 19 species that are endangered, 3 species that are endangered, and how to strengthen their needs and their use in the communities.
Effective restoration planning course involves anticipating project impacts, comprehending the ecological links in forest restoration for sustainable conservation results, selecting appropriate restoration methods for different situations, monitoring effects, and emphasizing the significance of safeguarding Ghana's vulnerable tree species. Forest protectors are urged to undo the damage caused by Ghanaian communities, giving their children and future generations a chance at a better future.
I really think that the people on this course have the ability to solve the forest conservation and restoration issues in Ghana.
A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
And Climate Focus is brought to you in partnership with Youth Bridge Foundation and the Climate Development Knowledge Network.
Let's do sports. Danny Cranting is here and the conversations you people have. In the background, yeah. Okay.
There's some confusion in Team Nigeria's camp now. After Favour Philly, one of their athletes, expressed her disappointment and frustration after being omitted from the women's 100-meter event at the ongoing Paris 2024 Olympic Games. This exclusion has been attributed to the negligence of both the Athletics Federation of Nigeria and the Nigerian Olympic Committee. However, in a shocking twist, Philly's name appeared to be on the final list submitted to the Nigerian Olympic Committee by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. The Nigerian Sports Minister, Senator John Iwaneno, has confirmed that an internal investigation is ongoing to get to the bottom of the matter. Still with the Olympics, and Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz are through to the quarterfinals of the tennis men's singles event at the Games.
Congratulations to them, Danny. Thank you for sports. Now, the Queen Mother of the Dinyasi Huntado Paramount area in the Ashanti region has made a strong case for traditional authorities to play a role in fighting illegal mining across Ghana. Nana Educhewa Buning III has been sharing her efforts in warding off illegal miners who have attempted to destroy lands in her jurisdiction. There's more in the second edition of the Poison for Gold Community Tour by Erastus Osaridonko and the team.
Dinyasi Manhema Nana Aduchua Bonin III used a strong stance against illegal mining in the community to emphasize the role of traditional authorities in the fight against illegal mining.
Wafidia mefa I will impound or demobilize your equipment if I have to. If I tell you to move and you don't, I will find any means possible to get your attention. Instruction from above. Some are saying it's an election year in an issue which occurred at Sekrom. I had to stop them twice. On the third attempt, they said it's an election year. Instructions from above. I also said it's an election year, but I'm the Queen Mother of Denyase and custodian of the land, and it won't happen on my watch. If I give you land to work on, you have no right to lease the land to illegal miners. Nobody has that right.
She was speaking at the public showing of the 3 version of Poison for Gold, a Joy News hotline documentary. The second edition of the Poison for Gold community tour, which was held in the Ashanti regional town of Denyase Huntado, attracted mixed reactions about factors fueling galamsey. I'm sad after watching the documentary. If the pollution from galamsey can make us sick, even just by swimming in the polluted water, what can we do to protect ourselves?
Says China for a boom, this woman say, and say,
we are here blaming the Chinese for galamsey, but if some of our leaders are not supporting them, can they do what they are doing? The galamsey is rampant in this area. But people in government are also involved. We know police personnel who assist Chinese miners to do galamsey. How do we stop illegal mining when security agents and political actors are involved? Deputy Crime Officer for Ashanti South Office of the Ghana Police Service, ASP Princeton Piasa Dakwa, prevailed on community leaders to call illegal miners to order. We cannot say that there is nobody in this room who is not engaged in galamsey. You cannot say there is nobody in this room who has given his land out for galamsey. When you do all that, do you blame police or the Queen Mother? One man said somebody has announced that if somebody wants to mine gold on his land, they should come to the palace. Is the palace a police station? Those engaged in galamsey are our relatives. What are we telling them to stop? The Poison for Gold community tour is sponsored by the Voice of America, USAGM, and the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Oceans, International and Scientific Affairs, Office of Conservation and Water.
And you're live here on Newsnight. It's on Joy 99.7 FM, and we are your election headquarters. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity. CIMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, AICPA, and CIMA, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. Chop Boss Technologies, a convenient service, and Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging gaps for positive youth development.
And tonight, National Security Minister Albert Kandapai sounding the alarm on looming chaos ahead of the 2024 election, citing grave security concerns. He expressed deep worry over the eroding trust in the judicial system among political parties, saying the 2024 elections will be a litmus test for the country's electoral integrity. We'll get to hear from him shortly, but first listen to the commentary of some top members of both the NDC and NPP go at each other on separate platforms, vowing to win the elections at all costs.
7th of December 2024, the new MPP presidential candidate is going to win the election of 2024. Are going to be shaken if again, through our own fault, we allow the path to progress to be diverted.
We will not sleep until Madam Jean Mensah has the unpleasant duty of naming NDC as the winners, whether the Electoral Commission officers like it or not. Inshallah, they will have to declare NDC as winners of the election. I'm not going to the Supreme Court because I know I'm not going to lose.
You cannot stop us. You cannot stop us. We are winning. Tell the NDC people, we have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections.
Well, speaking at the forum on violent extremism and peace, Kandapar highlighted that leading political figures increasingly doubt the court's ability to deliver justice in election disputes. He's calling for a transparent electoral system that can be trusted by all political actors and citizens.
Yes, we have succeeded as a country in ensuring a transition of power from one political party to another on more than 2 occasions since the inception of the Fourth Republic. The electoral processes leading to the transitions have not been devoid of pockets of violence. I must acknowledge, however, that the decisions by political parties to resort to the courts to address their grievances over electoral outcomes have aided in preventing a full-blown electoral crisis. The 2024 general elections will certainly test the strength of our democracy, our ability to prevent electoral violence given the high stakes involved, where the 2 major political parties appear convinced about their prospects of emerging victorious. That obviously creates a security challenge for me, where I sit. We may, for the first time, experience a situation where none of the major political parties will be willing to explore the courts to address their grievances. And indeed, I've heard some senior people in the political space saying that they have lost faith in the court's ability to address their concerns when it comes to elections. So this can create a situation that can set the stage for chaos. And it underscores the need for us to build a robust and transparent electoral system where results coming from same will be acceptable by all parties as a way of guaranteeing peace before, during, and after the elections.
Well, he can hear from the Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Srebo Okweku, talking about the issue of restoration of trust in the electoral process.
Like we have always been saying, elections are won at the polling stations. So the voting takes place in the polling station. Counting is there, done there, results are declared there. If you don't have any issue with the results declared at the polling station, then you shouldn't have any challenge in the collation system, because you can do your own collation and compare that with the lot of the electoral commission. So all the political parties, my advice to them is that they should get the copies of the polling station results. Then when they get that, then they can follow the collation, because at the collation, if it is the constituency level, they'll be calling the results from the polling station and they'll be tabulating. So if you have the results and you know that you had 10 and they're saying you had 5, we challenge you with your sheet. So
and that's it.
Exactly so. What we have been doing is always to use the law to work. And what we have been doing is also involve the stakeholders to be with us. You can bear with me, like Joy, before even the commission will come out with the results, you would have already projected it. Is that not the case? So when you've projected it, have you ever had anything contrary to what you projected? So if the commission, if the media people were to have different results from us, then you can say that our results shouldn't be trusted. But the media were always ahead of us, because you can use WhatsApp and the rest to get your results. And at the end of the day, your results tally with ours.
Another Srebo Okweku.
Yeah. Speaking to us on that. So it will be also on the Joy News channel for Joy News Prime. But let's focus on PNC.
Guess who's back?
Bernard Mona.
The Gen Z. Well, he's a former national chairman of the People's National Convention, Bernard Mona, and he's vowing to lead the party to victory in the December polls and break the MPP-NDC duopoly as he launches his presidential bid. Now, Mr. Mona says he will put the youth at the forefront of his presidency, ensuring the creation of jobs to reduce the high levels of youth unemployment. Can I just see his more in the following report?
During his campaign launch, Bernard Mona outlined his vision for the nation, emphasizing a commitment to transforming the political landscape. A central pillar of Mona's presidential bid is his pledge to prioritize the youth. He plans to make job creation a top priority, recognizing that youth unemployment is a critical challenge in the country.
Ghana is currently facing a multitude of challenges. One, high levels of unemployment, making many youth predisposed to crime. This situation was not when Kwame Nkrumah was president. Indeed, the United Nations had predicted that by the year 1970, Ghana will be employing people from China, from the United States, and other parts of the world because of the grand agenda Kwame Nkrumah was pursuing. Today, majority of Ghanaian youth cannot find jobs. This is a sad reminder of where we have started from.
The former chairman of the PNC also pledged to transform Ghana's economy from an import-driven to an export-driven model. According to him, this economic policy aims to reduce the country's dependence on imported goods and boost export capacity, thereby strengthening the nation's economic resilience and creating more opportunities for local industries.
Coated flat-rolled iron that costs $410 million annually. Cars that cost $358 million annually. Rice, just food that we eat, rice. We import rice to the tune of $318 million into this country annually. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime you import rice worth $318 million into the country, you have denied the young people of this country employment to the tune of $318 million.